This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. The Mystery Bennet by Melanie Schertz. Chapter 1. Her name was Elizabeth Bennet. She had been known as Elizabeth Bennet all of her life. Everyone believed her to be the daughter of Mr. Robert Bennet, the deceased brother of Mr. Thomas Bennet, the master of Longbourn. Elizabeth had grown up at Longbourn, lived her entire life there, with her aunt and uncle, and with the 4 daughters of Thomas and Franny Bennet. But only a few people knew the truth of who Elizabeth truly was. It was a secret kept closely guarded, for if it were known, her life would be in jeopardy. For Elizabeth Bennet was the natural-born daughter of Duke George Augustus of Mecklenburg, youngest brother of Charlotte, Queen of the United Kingdom. Elizabeth's mother was the daughter of an Austrian baron. When the baron discovered his daughter was with child by the then Colonel George Augustus, a plot was devised to punish the young man for ruining the baron's daughter. George Augustus had left Prague, where he had met the baron's daughter, and had travelled to Hungary, to the city of Timau. An assassin had been hired to bring about George Augustus' death, which came to be on November 14th of 1785, 6 months before Elizabeth's birth. Elizabeth's mother died shortly after giving birth, but not before she had fled her father's home. Fortunately, there had been some of the late colonel's friends who came to the aid of the young lady, hiding her from her father, and after she had given birth, the men spirited Elizabeth away, placing her in the care of Mr. Robert Bennet. Robert Bennet had become friends with the young duke when, after Charlotte married King George III, George Augustus had joined the British Navy. The 2 men had developed a friendship that would last long after George Augustus left the Navy due to health reasons. So it came to be that Robert Bennet was entrusted with the babe. For if her grandfather was to ever discover where the child was, the baron would have her murdered. Robert wrote to his brother, asking him for his assistance in hiding the child. The baby girl was entrusted into the care of a close friend of Robert's from his university days. The friend was Henry Fitzwilliam, the son and heir of the Earl of Matlock. Henry was told the secret and kept the truth from even his beloved wife, Rebecca. The couple set off for Longbourn from London's docks, taking their young sons, Alexander and Richard, with them. Thomas Bennet was shocked to learn of the identity of the babe. He had received his brother's express letter and had accepted the duty his brother had asked of him. But learning the truth of who the girl was, with ties to royalty and her grandfather wishing her death, the master of Longbourn became extremely concerned for his own family. His concern was quickly changed to the child the moment he first looked into her eyes. At the tender age of 4 weeks old, Miss Elizabeth had dark chocolate curls upon her head and beautiful brown eyes that danced with flecks of gold. At that moment, there was nothing Thomas Bennet would not do to protect the infant. When she reached up with her tiny hand, wrapping the thin, tiny fingers around his index finger, his heart belonged to the girl as if she was of his blood. "Have no fear, Mr. Fitzwilliam. I will see that Elizabeth knows love and caring. She will have the same upbringing as my daughter, Jane, and any other children with which I am blessed. Your brother will be pleased to know she is safe." He vowed to protect his friend's only child. The baron is a heartless man, and if it was learned that this is the child born from his daughter's relations with the colonel, the man would move heaven and earth to eliminate what he believes to be his humiliation. How anyone could see this child and not fall in love with her is beyond me. But she will be cared for, have no doubt on that. Here is my card, Mr. Bennet. If there
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.